In this video, we're going to cover Ply's purchase order ServiceTitan integration. This integration allows you and your team to seamlessly transfer purchase order data back into ServiceTitan's purchase order module that can then be synced with any of the integrated accounting softwares within ServiceTitan, saving you manual data entry and getting some time back in your team's day. Today, we're going to cover creating a purchase order from a replenishment list, moving that purchase order through the different stages, syncing a received purchase order within ServiceTitan, showing that synced purchase order in ServiceTitan, and reconciling those received items back into a location. Okay, let's get into it. I'm going to head over to one of my stock locations by clicking on stock, and I'm going to click on our default warehouse here and head over to the replenishment list. Once the replenishment list loads, I'm going to select one of the items to replenish. And once I've selected it, I'm going to create purchase order. And we're going to go through the steps of creating a purchase order. You can put in a purchase order number if you have one. If not, one will be assigned. We're going to assign a user to this. Select the ship to location, the required by date, the job, if there's an associated job, the contact name of the person. We're going to select a supplier from our supplier dropdown list. And we're going to make sure that the items here match the items that we would like to purchase. I'm going to edit the unit cost and add a few more here to create a total. I'm going to click on create and send a purchase order. And once clicked, it's now going to send that purchase order over to our supplier. Next, we're going to head over to our purchase order tab, and we'll see the purchase order that we just created here in the send column. I'm going to click on this purchase order, make sure it's all correct, and click on create purchase order in ServiceTitan. You also may see this as a drop-down menu in the upper left-hand corner, depending on the user experience that you have. The action is the same, and you'll be able to click the button in the upper right-hand corner and see Create Purchase Order in ServiceTitan. I'm going to click on Create Purchase Order in ServiceTitan, and this modal appears that we're then going to select a few different options to make sure that we have all the correct information to sync to ServiceTitan. I'm going to click Supply House Run, the right business unit. I'm going to search for an inventory location, the order date, and I can put in the technician's impact to payroll if there's any commission impact, and enter in tax or shipping information. I have that. Next, I'm going to click on create. And at this point, the purchase order has automatically been sent over to ServiceTitan. And you can see in the upper right-hand corner, there's now a ServiceTitan logo. When we click this ServiceTitan logo, it will automatically open up the purchase order that was created within Ply that was now synced back into ServiceTitan. We'll just go ahead and click on the item to make sure that it's correct. And we can see that everything matches the purchase order as it was created inside of Ply. Once it's been created inside of ServiceTitan, if you have an accounting software that's connected, you'll be able to then batch transfer this over to QuickBooks Online, Sage, or any other accounting software that is connected with ServiceTitan. Now let's head back over to our purchase order here, and we're going to reconcile this purchase order back into our warehouse. So I'm going to go over to purchase orders again, and I'm going to click on the purchase order and drag it over to the receive stage here and click on change status. Once I've done that, I'll be able to see that there's a button here to reconcile. And once I click that button, I'll be able to then take the action to reconcile this back into a warehouse or a job. I'm going to click on our default warehouse here. And once I'm ready, I can click the confirm button in the upper right-hand corner. And this action will then reconcile those materials back into our warehouse. So if we go over to our stock location here, which is our default warehouse, and head over to the activity tab, you'll be able to see the item that we had created and reconciled is now here with the reason of PO reconciled, and show purchase price and purchase order is also linked. And then you can click on the ServiceTitan logo to get back into the purchase order as well. We hope this feature saves you lots of time. And if there's any questions about how we are creating purchase orders and syncing them with ServiceTitan, please let us know.